Endangered Species Act, a U.S. federal law that was passed in 1973 that obligates federal and state governments to protect all species threatened with extinction that fall within the borders of the United States and its outlying territories. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, or USFWS, of the Department of Interior and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, of the Department of Commerce, are responsible for the conservation and management of fish and wildlife resources and their habitats, including endangered species. The Endangered Species Act allows authorities to determine whether a given species qualifies for endangered or threatened status. It also bars unauthorized harvest, custody, trade, and transport of endangered plants, animals, and other at-risk organisms, and allow for the application of civil and criminal penalties upon those who violate this law. Under the Endangered Species Act, the U.S. FSW, or FWS, has been designated to carry out the preservation of the conservation on internal trade in endangered species of wild fauna and flora. And wild fauna is wild animals, and flora is wild plants. Among other powers, the law gives the federal government the authority to establish cooperative agreements with and award monetary grants to the states to provide protection for at-risk organisms within their borders. In addition, this legislation is aided by a regulatory updated endangered species list, which contains about 1,662 domestic species of endangered or threatened animals and plants. According to the USFWS, the species definition also extends to subspecies or any distinct population segment capable of inbreeding. Consequently, threatened subset of species may also be singled out for protection. Furthermore, prospective provisions for threatened species, that is, any species expected to become endangered in the future within a substantial portion of its geographical home range, are also included in this law. The Endangered Species Act also promotes the protection of critical habitats, that is, areas designated as essential to the survival of given species. The Endangered Species Act is credited with the protection and recovery of several prominent species, such as the bald eagle, the American alligator, and the gray wolf. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one.